Hello, beautiful sisters. Hey, I wanted to just come on to connect with you about a couple of things. I love to research and stay up to date on um, issues having to do with community and wellness, especially look at my Mother's Day balloon is still going strong. um, but especially as it concerns moms, because I'm a midwife and also because of our community, Magical Mamas. And recently I was reading that there's a warning that was issued by the Surgeon General in the United States in May, and the warning was something called the epidemic of loneliness. And it is listed now as a public health crisis. And this has come about because of the rates of anxiety, mental health struggles, heart disease, all kinds of issues that people are facing. And what the research has shown is that a lot of the cause of this is loneliness, is people being out of communication with people who actually genuinely care about them. And a major part of this is a loss of the feeling of belonging. And so the idea of belonging is something that is so dear to my heart. It's really the drive for Magical Mamas, is so that we as moms, and as moms who are open-minded and open-hearted, can have a sense of belonging. A lot of us have social anxiety. I do as well. On the playground, I don't initiate conversations with people. It's hard because there's a lot of divisiveness out there. I don't do great with small talk. And so having a community like ours really helps me to feel a sense of belonging. There's an already awesome mentality that we bring to our group, and it's just true. We are already open-hearted. We are already open-minded. We are already seeking relationship and friendships and sisterhood. It's something that we already know about each other because we've sought out Magical Mamas. And so many people are desperate for something like this. And so I want to thank you for being a part of this community and providing a sense of belonging for me. And I also want to continue to provide a level of excellence, of a sense of belonging for you. So one thing I wanted to mention is that Brené Brown, I study her work. And one of her distinctions that I really love is the distinction between fitting in and belonging. And fitting in, when somebody is fitting in with the group, like they're changing aspects of themselves, they might even feel a need to be inauthentic or potentially even dishonest in order to fit in. And what the studies show is that if people are feeling a need to fit in, it actually reduces the feeling of belonging, as though they actually belong. And it's belonging that encourages us, that helps us to live longer and have less heart disease and have a higher quality of life and report much higher rates of overall wellness and happiness in our lives, is a sense of belonging. And so belonging is knowing that regardless of how you dress or, very specific beliefs, that you still belong, you're still accepted, even though there are differences that you have the freedom to show up authentically. And so I really want to provide a level of excellence to each of you with regard to a sense of belonging. So I just want to be really transparent that in Magical Mamas, the criteria for being a member is that you are open-minded, open-hearted, so you respect other people's beliefs. We all are that already. And that you genuinely desire sisterhood, that your come from within our group is that you believe and you seek out that the things that you have in common with the other members of the group far surpass the things that you may not have in common, and that those things you have in common, the fact that you're a mom, the fact that you're interested in the moon and the signs and astrology and goddess archetypes and all the things that we talk about, those are really cool things that you have in common, and not everybody has that in common with us. So it's pretty special. And that you desire sisterhood. Your heart is open. You want to connect. You're willing to risk. Sorry, David's about to come in. You're willing to risk. You're willing to be vulnerable with other moms. Like, you're willing to share things that are difficult. You're willing to risk that, with them, to say, like, I had a really hard month or a really hard week, or, my husband cheated on me, or, whatever it is that's going on, you're willing to share those difficult things. And so that's also not necessarily typical or what every single person is willing to do. So I want you to know that you've already done that. You've already demonstrated what is necessary for you to have a sense of deep belonging within this group. So, if anybody was feeling like, well, I probably need to, allude to the fact that I only eat healthy or whatever it is, no, none of that is needed within this group. And again, none of what I'm saying to you has been prompted by a situation or a problem, like none of that. It's just prompted from this study that's come out and the research that I've done and what my goals and what my intentions are for our community. So I want you to know you belong. I want you to feel zero motivation or pressure to fit in. And I want you to have 100% a sense of belonging. So you belong here, and welcome, sister, and I'm so glad that you're here. I also wanted to share that, we're at this point in our year where we've been together for a few moon cycles, and I would love to get feedback from any of you about just ideas, like what would help us to have an even greater sense of belonging, or do you have ideas of things you'd like to create within the group? Like, for instance, the fact that we have an all WhatsApp group, that was a suggestion from one of our members. The fact that we have the book club, that was a creation from one of our members. And that book club is open to those who are not in 13 moons as well. So I'd love to hear, like, what are you loving? What has made the biggest difference for you? What do you think could be done better? And, I make no promises as far as what I can implement or not implement, but I genuinely desire to know your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas. I want to be co-creating the future of Magical Mamas with you. So I want to take all of those ideas and thoughts and input into the well, that I draw from as I'm creating. I want to be co-creating with you. So let me know your thoughts, your ideas, your perspectives. It is all most welcomed. I think that's it for right now. So thank you, sisters. I hope this will actually post in WhatsApp. I think it's getting kind of long here. But I love you. I appreciate you. And thank you for providing me with a deep sense of belonging. I'm so grateful. Love you.